On today's docket for the property and casualty exam, we are laser focused on the most common exam traps that cause candidates to lose points. First up is named perils versus open perils. A named perils policy only covers losses from causes specifically listed, like fire or theft. The exam trap is that the burden of proof is on the insured to prove a named peril caused the loss. An open perils policy, often called all risk, covers everything unless it is specifically excluded. Here, the burden of proof shifts to the insurer to prove an exclusion applies. The test will give you a scenario, and you'll need to know which party has the burden of proof based on the policy type. Next, let's clarify actual cash value versus replacement cost. The formula you must know is replacement cost minus depreciation equals actual cash value. An exam question will look like this. A 10-year-old roof with a 20-year lifespan is destroyed. It costs $30,000 to replace. What is the ACV? You calculate the 50% depreciation, which is $15,000, and subtract that from the replacement cost to get an ACV of $15,000. Don't fall for distractors that list the full replacement cost. A major point of confusion is liability versus medical payments. In a homeowner's policy, personal liability, or coverage E, pays when the insured is legally responsible for bodily injury or property damage to others. It requires fault. Medical payments to others, or coverage F, pays for minor medical expenses for guests injured on the property, regardless of who is at fault. The exam will test this by describing a minor injury to a guest. If fault isn't established, medical payments is the correct answer. Remember the mnemonic: my property, your casualty. Property insurance covers your own things, making it first-party coverage. Casualty insurance covers your legal liability for harming others, which is third-party coverage. The exam uses these terms to confuse you about who is being paid. Now for critical exclusions. Standard property policies universally exclude flood damage. The test will describe water damage. If the water came from the ground up, like an overflowing river, it's an excluded flood. If it came from above, like rain through a wind-damaged roof, it is generally covered. Likewise, personal auto and homeowners policies exclude most business use. A question might describe an accident while delivering pizzas in a personal car. That claim would be denied under a standard personal auto policy. Don't overlook policy conditions. The exam frequently tests the duties after a loss clause, which requires the insured to promptly report claims and protect property from further damage. Failing to do so can result in claim denial. Finally, beware of state law wording traps. Questions may include answer choices that sound fair but contradict specific policy language or state regulations. Always choose the answer that reflects the written contract and law, not a general sense of fairness. To prepare, create a review plan. Compare policy forms side by side, drill flashcards on definitions like ACV, and relentlessly take practice questions that focus on these tricky scenarios and word traps. For free practice questions, AI-powered explanations, and more exam prep tools, visit openexamprep.com. That's openexamprep, all one word, .com.